Okay, it's time for a new pickups video, and this time it's of a mysterious parcel. Now, this particular item, I've been waiting, well, in a sense of for a price drop for this item for quite a long time, and it's something that I've mentioned before in videos in the past, well, quite recently, in terms of I wanted to try and complete my collection of this particular items, and now I'm actually one step closer into actually completing the collection, which you will see once I unbox it. But yeah, I've been waiting for the drop for quite a while, and I'm kind of glad I've got it. But obviously, the other items in this particular series, I'm gonna still need a lot more of them to kind of collect. But I'm hopefully one day we'll be able to complete my collection of this particular item. So yeah, it's going to be a long way to go, but I've actually got more of them than I have not having them. So if you see where I'm coming from, so I got this from Music Magpie. I can't remember if this was new or second hand. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, and it did come pretty quickly, so I'm really kind of looking forward to unboxing this and obviously seeing the condition of it, because again, I don't remember if it was new or second hand. Again, it doesn't bother me either way, just as long as the disc isn't damaged and it obviously still plays and someone hasn't chewed the actual whatever the item is to death, which is what obviously which worries me in terms of when it comes to my collection. But without further ado, we shall get this unboxing on the road. I've got my trusty Stanley knife here. Just gonna start opening this up. Maybe you can guess what it is just by the shape of it. We can see, oh, you can see like a little spine there. I'm gonna open this up now. You may have figured out what it is. Oh, it looks like it's new. I think it's new. And there we have it. It's of a Blu-ray, and it's called Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. This was actually based on a story that ran through on the Teen Titans comic. Many years, I think in the 80s, and that was when Marv Wolfman and George Perez were working on the actual Teen Titans comics, and those are some of my favorite comics, and I still have some of them around. With as I said before, with George Perez and Marv Wolfman, obviously they worked on Crisis on Infinite Earths, and these are one of the comics that I actually really loved enjoying as a kid, with the Teen Titans, especially in the early issues, where obviously you had like people like Aqualad, and you had Dick Grayson as Robin, and then you had Wally West as Kid Flash, and you had Donna Troy as Wonder Girl. And then later on in the Teen Titans, Robin would then become Nightwing, and obviously Wally West was still Kid Flash. And then depending on how far you kind of go in the teams, because also they've changed the teams during the Teen Titans, and even changed the series from calling it Teen Titans to just Titans. And I know that there's a new modern one now with Starfire, Nightwing, and you've had team players like Cyborg, Wally West as the Flash, and Donna Troy as Wonder Girl, and you've had different lineups. But for me, it was like the Marv Wolfman and George Perez era. And obviously, that really kind of that's one of the first comics that I started reading, believe it or not. And obviously, the Judas Contract storyline featured in the Tales of the Teen Titans, and that was issue 42 to 44 and Teen Titans Annual Issue 3. And that was round about in 1984. So that just shows you how far back the actual comic original storyline goes back to. But again, I love that era of the 80s of comics. There was a certain way that the art looked, and a certain way the dialogue and the way the stories were written. And obviously now things change throughout time, but the actual Teen Titans of the 1980s and even from the early 90s, I absolutely loved it. And again, I think there was a time when even Tom Grummett drew on, it may have been on Titans, but it would have been in the 90s. But yeah, the early 80s for me, I loved the Teen Titans during those times. And I think I still have some of those 80s comics lying around somewhere. And I think even a graphic novel, which has a collection of stories from the 80s Teen Titan comics, which I think I have somewhere. So if I find those set of comics and those graphic novels, I definitely will be showcasing those in a separate video. It was directed by Sam Liu, or Lee, if I've pronounced it wrong. Screenplay by Ernie Altbacker, and obviously it's based on the comic of the same name, the Judas Contract by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Produced by James Tucker, and stars the late Miguel Ferreira. Now, if the name sounds familiar, that actor sadly died of cancer. If the name sounds familiar, he played Bob Morton in the 1987 movie RoboCop, and he was the cousin of George Clooney as well, which I didn't know about until a couple of years before he died. And I didn't. There's a funny story, not a funny story, but interesting story with Miguel Ferreira. That he was actually a big DC fan, and particularly a very big Batman fan. And then he was a very loved comics, and he actually talked his cousin George Clooney into joining the DC, doing a DC movie, and obviously he would later play Batman, stroke Bruce Wayne in Batman and Robin. So that's an interesting kind of a thing there. And you've got Christina Ricci in the movie as well. The release date of the movie was March 31st, 2017 at WonderCon, and in the United States, April 4th, 2017 in the United States. And the running time of the movie is 84 minutes. So kind of bear that in mind. The story, I think, according to the plot, it's 5 years ago. The original Teen Titans, Dick Grayson as Robin, Speedy, Kid Flash, Beast Boy, and Bumblebee rescue Princess Starfire of a planet Temerian from her captors sent by her evil older sister Blackfire, who has staged a coup and forcibly taken the throne. As she's no longer able to return to her world, the Titans offer her a home on Earth as one of them. And Dick, again, exactly like it was in the comics, falls in love with Starfire, love at first sight. Even more so when she kisses him to learn English. And then it obviously flashes back to the present day, as now Dick Grayson is formerly known as Nightwing, and he rejoins the team to track down a terrorist group, a terrorist cult led by Brother Blood, which I think were in one of the seasons of the live action series Titans. I can't remember which season it was. So, and then you've got the character Jericho, who obviously I know that I remember him in the Teen Titans comics, where he had that curly blonde hair and he couldn't talk. He was a mute. I think he had I don't remember if his throat got slashed. And also there involves a character called Tara, who also was in the Teen Titans as well, or Titans, or wherever incarnation of the comic actually was. Now, it's not, from what I've heard, it's not completely accurate, because obviously in this, according to this, what I've read, Damian Wayne does appear in this as well, which as you know, that the Judas contract was from 1984, and Damian Wayne wasn't even around at that time in the comics. So it's they probably done some stuff when it comes to modernizing the storyline and adding newer elements or characters to the actual storyline. And obviously, because remember, it ran for 2 issues and an annual, so obviously they're going to have to add some stuff into the movie to actually beef it up. I'm trying to. There's actually something else interesting about the actual movie. Just remember here, if I can find it. Yeah, here we are. This movie actually is a sequel, so it's a sequel to the movie which came out in 2016, Justice League versus Teen Titans, which I actually had, by the way, as a steelbook. So it's absolutely perfect that I've actually got this. So yes, as you can see there, you've got Justice League versus Teen Titans, and this Teen Titans, the Judas contract, serves as a sequel. So there's more. So that movie came out in 2016. This one is more than a year later, at 2017. So that's kind of great. Again, it says here Miguel Ferrer in his final film role, which is a real shame. Obviously, as you know, that the DC animated movie universe has been rebooted twice. Now, this was the first time before they rebooted it. So this would have been the 9th film of the DC animated movie universe. And I'm trying to think. There's actually a rather interesting anecdote about this movie, that the voice actor that voices Kid Flash in this movie, aka Wally West, he's the same voice actor that voiced Kid Flash, aka Wally West, in the Young Justice animated series. So that's nice to see that they've got a bit of continuity there. In the terms of movies in the DC universe, this is the 29th film of the DC universe animated original movies. So that's quite a lot. And again, as I said before, with the Crisis in Infinite Earths, where they've released Part 1, Part 2, and I know that just recently Part 3's come out, they're going to be totally rebooting the animated movies. And this is primarily because obviously that now that James Gunn has taken over the DCU, or whatever it's called now, when they do the DC animated movies or animated series from now on, they're going to be using the same voice actors and voice actresses, not only in the animated movies and TV shows and movies, but also they'll be using the same voice actors in the live action. So obviously he wants to sit there and keep a form of continuity there. So again, that's the reason why, as I said earlier on before I unbox this, that my goal is to try and collect all the remaining movies that are left, going to be left in the DC animated original universe animated movies. And I've still got a long way to go. And I know that one of them in particular, obviously the one I want to get my hands on is Batman Hush. I think there's a Batman one where he teams up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and so there's quite a few of them. So I'm gonna have to go through and find out what DC movies that I do and what I don't have, and then hopefully over time can complete my collection of the original DC animated universe animated movies. So hopefully I will be able to collect that. So now we'll open this up. You can see the front of it. That looks pretty cool. I know that there was there's also a steelbook of this, and also a gift box edition of it, where you get it in a box, which I've shown you my other gift box sets, where you get like a little figure of it. So the Death and Return of Superman that came with steel. But obviously that one, to get that's actually quite expensive. And again, there is a steelbook of this, similar to what you saw of the Justice League versus Teen Titans. But again, those are quite expensive. Maybe one day, if I find them secondhand or cheap, I might actually buy them. because as you know, that I really do love steelbooks. Obviously, depending on the actual design, of course, and the price, which is obviously bears a huge factor in sort of me paying for them. We can open this up. I mean, it looks. I can't remember if they said it was or wasn't. We'll have a look just to see if it's got. I think it actually is new, because it's still got the digital code there. We'll put that to one side. I'm hoping that what they normally do on their animated movies, that they usually give you 2 bonus cartoons from the DC animated shows that they've done. Let's see if I can put my glasses on, because they've put that on so small. I can barely actually read that, so bear with me. My eyesight is not as good as what it once was. Now I'm long-sighted and short-sighted now, so diabetes and age, I would say. Okay, got my glasses at the ready, and we shall read the basic story plot. Continue your journey into the DC universe. Danger is brewing below the surface. Led by Starfire, the Teen Titans, Beast Boy, Raven, Blue Beetle, and Robin, and the just returned Nightwing have built a cohesive team in their never-ending battle against evil. But their newest teammate, the mysterious and powerful Tara, may be altering the dynamic. Meanwhile, a ancient evil brother Blood has awakened, and a familiar foe, Deathstroke, is lurking in the shadows, and both waiting to pounce. Ultimately, the Teen Titans need to battle their enemies and their own internal doubts to come together and overcome the malicious forces around them in this twisting tale of intrigue, adventure, and deception. So that's kind of great. Obviously, these are the All-Star Blu-rays. Obviously, these still contain the digital copies, which you can use on a computer, laptop, tablet, or a smartphone. It's very rare to get a DC animated Blu-ray movie with the digital code still in it, because the newer ones don't have that anymore. I'm guessing that in North America that they still do. Special features include Titanic Mines reuniting Wolfman and Perez, obviously when Perez was alive. Villain rising Deathstroke. Oh, this is great. 2 bonus cartoons, which I love that they actually do that. Sometimes on the animated movies, they actually even give you 3 or 4, but in this is 2, but I'll take what I can get. Plus a sneak peek at DC Universe's next animated movie, which is Batman and Harley Quinn, which I know I definitely do not have that one. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing that. And this is rated 12, moderate fantasy, violence, occasional gory moments. So with a cult called Brother Blood, kind of not really a surprise one, really. I'm going to check to see who Miguel Ferrer, the late Miguel Ferrer, who he was voice acting in this movie. I'm assuming that it's Deathstroke, because he's got that kind of a voice. And we'll have a look. Just scroll down to see who he's playing. Yeah, so it says voice actors. I can looking at it. Stuart Allen playing Damian Wayne, stroke Robin. Tasma for Megea, Rachel Roth, Raven. Brandon Suho playing Garfield Logan Beast Boy. Jake T. Austin is playing Jamie Reyes, that's Blue Beetle. Christina Ricci is playing Tara Malavikov, that's Tara. And the original Titans, Sean Maher is playing Dick Grayson, Robin, Nightwing, obviously the same people. Cara Whaligan, Princess Coriand, and that's Starfire. Melissa Moyo is Karen Beecher, That's Bumblebee and Tracy. Jason Spec is Kid Flash. He's the one I said that still voices Kid Flash, Wally West in Young Justice. I apologize if I'm butchering the names. Crispin Freeman is playing Roy Harper, Speedy, Arsenal. Obviously, the different incarnation of the names that they choose. The villains, oh yeah, I was right. The late Miguel Ferreira is playing Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. Greg Henry, Sebastian Blood, Brother Blood. Meg Foster, Mother Mayhem. Other, Maria Casales Biera, Bianca Riaz, and the Titans Tower Computer. Kevin Smith as himself. David Zerez as Alberto Riaz, and Cara Milligan as Milagro Riaz. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so yeah, Miguel Ferreira, the late Miguel Ferreira, playing Slade Wilson, Stroke, aka Deathstroke. And before most people don't realize this, is that the character Deadpool is actually meant to be a parody of Deathstroke. So that's why obviously he's called Deathstroke. Deadpool is called Deadpool, and obviously Deathstroke's real name obviously is Slade Wilson, and obviously Deadpool's name is Wade Wilson. So yeah, it's basically a parody of Deathstroke, which most people don't really know that Rob Liefeld created the character of Deadpool from Deathstroke, and even the powers are kind of similar. So again, most people don't kind of realize that. Also, another fun fact, Deathstroke was also known as the Terminator, but because of the name Terminator, obviously with the Terminator movies, obviously they had to drop using that name, so they just dropped the Terminator and just used Deathstroke. So yeah, some fun facts there. So yeah, I'm really glad that they've added the extra cartoons in there. I don't know what cartoons are going to be, but also they've got a vast amount of cartoons throughout the DC animated history of cartoon shows. So they've probably got tons in there. Now with the newer movies that will come out after the Infinite Crisis Part 3 finishes, the reboot and those movies come out on Blu-ray, it's going to be interesting to see that once, if they get released on Blu-ray, whether or not they'll still carry on their tradition of showcasing bonus cartoons from the DC animated vault. I'm hoping they still do, but you know, they probably might not do that anymore. But anyway, this is the Blu-ray unboxing of the Teen Titans The Judas Contract. Let me know in the comment section if you've actually watched it and what you thought of it, and also if you've actually read the original comic book storyline in it, and which one you kind of prefer, or whether they're similar or they're not similar. So let me know. I'm going to go back and see if I actually have the comics in my collection, and then give it a good read again. I may even have it as a graphic novel as well, as I said before, but I'm going to have to dig around in my comic book collection. Anyway, I hope people enjoy this video. Please feel free to share with your friends and family. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate that. That will allow people to find my YouTube channel and content. Now, this is because of the YouTube algorithms favor the bigger YouTubers, and so their channel and content get advertised in the YouTube recommendation page. So a comment and especially a like would help in me finding new subscribers and people accessing my content. And speaking of subscribers, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing if you want to see Blu-ray unboxes like this, whether it's movies or comic book related or TV show related, DVD unboxings, my Blu-ray steelbook collection, electrical goods, gadgets. I've done a recent 2022 M2 MacBook Air unboxing, so you'll see stuff like that. Phones on the rare occasion, food, drink reviews, clothing pickups, comic book related stuff, whether it's comics old and new, rare, graphic novels, video game plays, video game unboxings, you name it, I pretty much do everything. And there's other stuff that I'm hoping to expand in the future of my channel, just to keep everything spicy. So I'm sure there's something for everybody on my YouTube channel. If you just before Christmas we hit 500 sub mark, and then a couple of months ago we hit 600, and now we're only a couple of subs away from hitting 700 subs. So a big thank you to all the subscribers to my channel, old and new. Although I make the content, without you guys, the channel wouldn't be where it is today. So I really appreciate all of you subscribing to my YouTube channel, whether you've been in my channel for years or months, or you've just somebody just recently subscribed. I really appreciate all of you. Again, without you guys, the channel wouldn't be the small success as what it already is. So a big thank you to all of you, and a big thank you from the bottom of my heart, and it's really heartfelt and appreciated. The next milestone will be 1,000 subs. That will be quite a long way away, even if I do hit 700. So hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. So hopefully we'll get there one day. I also live stream on Twitch, but I've got no set dates because I've got ongoing things in my my personal life and health issues as well. So if you want to find me on Twitch, I'm trying to get affiliated there because I've only got 40 at the moment. And then I'll probably get some perks, and obviously anybody that's following me on there will get some of these perks as well. It's the same channel name as what it is on YouTube, just add 76. So it's Ryan Ricardo 76, so easy to find. I should also leave the link in the description box as well, so you can find me on there. Most of the time, because I'm not affiliated, when I archive videos, they stay there for 2 weeks and then they disappear. And if they don't have copyright material in it, then I do export them to YouTube. For example, like Forza Motorsport, which I'm absolutely loving. So again, follow me on Twitch. On the rare occasion, I do live stream on on YouTube as well. I've been doing some EA Sports FC 24. Although that's obsolete now, with FC 25 now coming out. I've got it for less than a month because obviously I got the EA. They were doing it for, usually it's $5.99 for a month. They did it for 99p on PS5, so I can try some of the other EA games and do some playthroughs of FC 24. Some of it will be live on YouTube when I do it, and some of it will be pre-recorded that I will upload at a later date. Even if you do miss the live stream, the video will be archived on my YouTube channel, so you can watch it when you're not busy or when your heart desires. So that's gonna be available there. So I'm gonna be trying to do more live streaming on YouTube, but it'll be more casual gaming like football. I know you North Americans call it soccer, but it'll be more casual game like sports games, beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, things like that. Nothing too serious. That will be just be done on YouTube live streaming. So keep an eye out for that. If you also, you will do if you're subscribed to my channel, but you might want to hit the notification button in case that rare day that I do live stream. Anyway, just leaves me to say, wherever you are in the world, and please stay safe. And one thing I forgot to show you is the Blu-ray. There's no art on it, by the way, which is a kind of a bit lousy. It would have been great if they put some artwork similar to what they put on there, and they put absolutely nothing on there. So I'll quick show of the Blu-ray, which is brand new, not a scratch on it or smudgy. So yeah, that's all done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to eventually one day completing my DC original animated movie collection. So yes, that does me to say I will catch you again on the next video. Bye for now.